Hey guys, Shawn Ziem, the Connection Machine, aka the Insurance Doctor. This is live number 24 on the year. It's all about providing value, helping you develop, making you a better person, a better you than you were yesterday. I hope that you take information that we go over in our conversation and actually implement. Don't just sit here and listen to us and say, yeah, maybe I should try it. Maybe. No, actually do it and come back and drop us a comment of what it has done to you or whatever we're talking about. So the comments are huge. If you're just jumping on, hashtag live. If you're on the replay, hashtag replay. And if you don't want to do that, just put where are you watching from. That's all we need you to do. And don't forget, subscribe to this channel. Also, don't forget to share this as well. Let me bring on a good friend of mine, Anthony Rosa. What's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, what's going on, Shawn?
Thanks for jumping in, man. This is awesome. I appreciate you. I know we did some collaborations in the past. We're going to continue to rock out and help and give value. I want you to give us a little introduction of who you are and what you do.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me. Again, welcome everybody. My name is Anthony Rosa. I go by Mr. Remedy. I'm a financial coach. I specialize in individual and business credit, and I'm super excited for today's conversation that we're going to have.
Excellent, excellent. And before we even get after it, I need to turn to it was great finally, having another collaboration. I love doing these. These are fun. It's educational. It helps others. It's a great story that when we met a couple years ago at a Christmas event with Jeff Greenberg. And we hit it off from there. And it was a great opportunity to, network, which is people that don't understand how to network. They go to drink and eat. But we went there and we still have a conversation. We have a relationship and continue doing business even to this day.
Yeah.
It's important that people understand that we're building relationships. We're not just doing deals together, right?
Yeah, no, it's all about the relationship building. And, I'm super appreciative of just meeting you that night. And, I always say that, if it wasn't for that introduction, would have not motivated me to kind of get out of my shell and doing some things that I'm doing now. And, so I always say thank you to that.
No, it's a lot of people don't try things. They get complacent in their current being. They don't want to get out of their comfort zone. And once you start doing things outside your comfort zone, things are going to change for the better. It's going to make you a better person. It'll allow you it'll open up doors. And I kind of challenge people when we have conversations, just try it. What's the worst that's going to happen, right? So maybe people are afraid to get in front of the camera. Maybe starting a workout program. Maybe they're afraid of talking in front of people in a big live event. Just try it. Watch what happens when you do it.
Just try it.
That's all you got to do. And I know we had a conversation. We're talking about what we're going to talk about, because none of this is scripted, guys. This is all us. We're being authentic. We're being real. And it hit me as far as mental health. You said you're learning about mental health. I think it's a huge, huge thing for guys to talk about it, because guys keep that stuff in. They want to, they have their macho. They're not going to share this information. Oh, nothing bothers me. But that's complete horse shit. We know people are affected and guys are affected. Tell me about what you're learning as far as down that mental health that people are afraid to talk about.
Yeah, sure. Shawn, with mental health, that's a conversation that can go for a long time, but I want to paint the picture for you. And with every day, with our two eyes that God gave us, we take in a lot of information, whether that's on our news feed, on our phones, on our TikToks, or information from, magazines or, commercials or movies. And every single day we're taking in all this information. And a lot of the times it's hard to process this information because we have our own things going on. And for me, I get invasive automatic thoughts. Sometimes just these racing thoughts. Sometimes I'll have these anxiety or racing leg feelings where I can't even explain where it's coming from. And as a business owner, as a father, being in a relationship, it sometimes it's really hard to find space for everything. And I found that I stopped drinking in December of last year. And with that, I wanted to really dive into learning more about who I was. And I started going to counseling sessions. And it was really more so because as a finance coach, I get a lot of poured into me. And so sometimes it's hard to differentiate. You said before, Shawn, a lot of times where people would go to gatherings and they would, what they would do is have a drink. On a good day, have a drink. On a bad day, have a drink. And so I did not know or think that I was an alcoholic. I never thought that, I would have these conversations about mental health as a finance coach. And truth be told, that there's a lot of things that we go through just in our mind, and racing thoughts and automatic thoughts are one of them that I just wanted to kind of talk about. Is because leading into that, a lot of times we self-sabotage ourselves. There's certain things, like you said, that we want to do, whether it's get in front of a TV show or a show or take that opportunity. A friend of mine said, you miss 100% of the opportunities that you don't take. And so we self-sabotage ourselves. And as a finance coach, I talk about spending and habits and relating with myself first. I always like to put myself in the position before I start to try to talk about it with others, because I want to make sure that I'm finally finding that peace and healing that I need as a business owner to manage all the other outside stresses that running a business comes with.
It's important that, and I appreciate you sharing that. And we're actually multitasking right now. She needed to make an appearance, right, Olivia? She wanted to make sure she gets involved. No matter what, the show has to keep going, right? You can't just stop. You have things that happen. Anthony, you sharing, stop drinking. That's fantastic, man. A lot of people, continue to go down a bad path. Honestly, nothing great happens with alcohol. There's never like, hey, I just drank so much last night, I created this new app, or I came up with this new business. Nobody ever says that. It's, oh man, I feel like shit the next day. And it's like, I'm never going to do it again. So yeah, I am with you. I've cut back my alcohol drinking as well. I have my wine here and there. I have a couple beers.
You can have healthy boundaries. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to keep, moderation, I think, is key as well. And but it's something that I appreciate hearing, because a lot of people have a difficult time sharing information, but it makes you feel great when others do it. And it's one thing getting yourself, right. Some people are worried about their health as well. You were talking about you're outside doing some trail walking or running or biking. What are you doing now?
Yeah, so I mean, I during the pandemic, we had so much time to ourselves, where I started to take a love for going to trails and finding different mountain trails. But I was the type to go off trail. I like to go off trail. I like to scale the mountain, maybe, doing a couple sliding on some rocks a little bit. And it's just, I think that now more so than ever, with the summer coming, just being so nice, I just started to take to outdoors again, and just started, what started off as like a 10-minute run went to a 20-minute run to a half an hour run. And now sometimes I just lose track of time, and I'm just managing my time with what I can do for that output of time I have available. But I feel like just any time that I have downtime, and because I'm not going out and networking or purposely, or going to drinking events or doing this and that, I'm finding more time in the morning and more quality time at night. And so it's just, for anybody that's out there that, it's they get what is called the seasonal depression, and if it's so nice outside,
Yes.
for me, if I have a missed appointment, I'm going outside to take a 5-minute walk. or just the feeling of the sun. And I realized that when I was going through this whole change in mental health, just finding the space to be more socially and emotionally aware of certain things, um, I learned that from my racing thoughts and the automatic thoughts, it's okay to find a space and say, hey, is this a real thought, or is it not a real thought? And if I'm having stress or anxiety about something, I created a new coping mechanism or method to go outside and go for a walk so that I can find that space and I can think it through. And so if it's something that is real, something that's bothering me, whether that's an argument with my spouse, or a customer that was just kind of trying to give me a hard time, or something that just didn't go my way and I'm just sitting on it. Before, rather than what they would say is finding the answer at the bottom of a bottle, getting together with the buddies and let's go and have a couple
Yeah.
drinks and have a good time. I'm learning that, hey, I don't have to drink to have a good time, and learning different things to replace some of that time and that space in my mind. So that's something that I recommend if you're having trouble with. Just you're not the only one. And thanks, Sean, for allowing me to share some of that.
Yeah, going outside is beautiful. You get the good weather, you breathe well, you have opportunities, right? And you actually were doing video while you're on your trails. I've seen those too. Like you would stop, something powerful comes through, and you're like, you know what? I got to get this out there, and it might not be live. You videotape it. That's huge because stuff comes to us. Our creativity when we are relaxed, we are in that moment. So that's important. And I want to share this. I haven't been on vacation in a while. I'm going on a vacation on Saturday with the wife, with the girls. We're going down the shore, renting a house, staying local. And I know you're passionate about helping others, or kind of work at. You're all about those budgets, right? Budgeting for a staycation. Let's talk about that, man. What are some tips you can share with us?
Well, as a financial coach, I think that you can find healthy boundaries for all the things that you want to do, whether that's vacation abroad, whether that's doing a staycation, going a couple of days to, the shore. You can have it all, right? But the biggest thing is, because I've been into the one-on-one and group coaching for so long, I find that I still see a lot of people doing mental budgets, using cash and debit over credit. And what's happening is that unfortunately, they're not living within their means. And so I like the whole idea of a budgeted staycation, right? It's like, okay, I'll give you an example. I do this every single year, right? At the end of the year, probably the beginning of Q4, right? So like that, November time going into December, I start to think about the things that I want to do for the next year. And I look at birthdays, I look at holidays, I look at the summer. Now, before, my kids were doing a Vika program, so I didn't have to think of school as an issue. This year, my kids were in school, so I had to completely change our habits of going away, because me, as I get the honor and privilege to be able to work wherever I want. And so when I think of what I want to do, I space it out. So this year, we went to Great Wolf Lodge once. We just went, thank God, we just came back from Memorial Day weekend. We went to Wildwood for a couple days. And the kids don't know, because I love to just surprise them on vacations. I'll just have their bags packed and I'll say, oh, I got to drop something off to a customer and it's a little bit far. And I love doing that, so I just surprise them that we're
That's
going on
awesome.
vacation. And so last night, I was like, look, let's be spontaneous. It's within the budget. If we can stay within this amount, around this time period at the end of June, let's do it. And so we found some tickets to go to Kalahari, and we got a nice suite, and it stayed within the budget. And I was just like, why not? Let's do it. You know, while we're there, one of the things is food and entertainment. So I'm already mapping out, or I've mapped out, say, hey, you know, we're going to be there for, 3 nights or 2 nights or a couple of days. Let's come up with a meal plan. Let's buy groceries and bring over there. So in the morning, we'll eat a breakfast in the room, and then we'll eat lunch later, and then we'll have dinner out. Or the healthy balance, right? You're tired, you
Yeah.
woke up late. All right, let's just go to the buffet. We'll eat here, and then we'll eat dinner here in the room. We'll make something, So it's like finding that healthy balance, because you can easily just overspend going out or spending activities, and don't even get me started in the souvenir shop. But again, healthy boundaries. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So
Nothing's better than having your bags packed and hey, we're here. All of a sudden they're seeing signs, and that's a fantastic idea, strategy to utilize. I've done that to my oldest daughter. Took her to the Great Wolf Lodge, didn't tell her, and we went up there. And she was like, "This is awesome!" Like the faces on them are priceless. So I agree. Everyone should have a vacation, but don't put yourself in a major setback because you need to have a vacation. Use it, budget for it, save for it, make it happen. Don't put yourself into major debt just because you have to. I like to save, put money away, spend it wisely, making sure that we have our fun, because we all need time to let loose, relax, and everything else. And I appreciate the value that you brought to us, Anthony. If you're just popping in right now, definitely wait till this will replay. And that was my daughter, always entertaining. Wait for the replay. Wait till we're finished here and see what you were able to implement out of our conversation, and give us a comment. We would love. That's going to be the ending thing. I'm going to throw that into the video. We would love to know if you are taking our advice or our strategies. Drop it below. Reach out to Anthony 201-772-6590. And I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, man.
yeah, you too. Thank you so much.
And everyone watching, have yourself a great day. We'll see you on the next one.